national radio, I would say, amongst people who are paying.
Yeah, sure. So you came out in the protests, and you came up in the protests, as it were.
Yeah. You know, I could just support the regime.
Sounds like you don't believe in activism anymore.
I really believe in activism. Like, oh yeah, to do this.
You can sort it.
Yeah, but that's what it is. It's not necessarily industrialized the country. Because. Okay. Saying we were leaderless, we were saying that if we got one leader, they could be corrupted and those kinds of things. We're just asking everybody to show up for their country because we have this democratic, this really historic responsibility to each other and to the nation to find a popular democratic movement that's going to help us rid ourselves of, at the time, what we termed an authoritarian, an inefficient, a corrupt, inept government. We cannot just sit as young people and say we do not want to take up political power because consistently someone is going to take advantage of the disorganization as they did last year, where you find no young person, at the very least, young people would have been meaningfully engaged in public life. We should have seen appointments of young people who are qualified. Because remember, and the young people did not necessarily fight for their posts for themselves. They said that we want technocrats. And at the time, we even said, this is what we think a dream cabinet would look like. So my reason for joining the ODM and walking away from the protest movement is I thought that the majority of the people who were calling themselves leaders therein were agitating for the sake of agitating. Joining on ODM was not contradictory for me as much because at the time I had to make a decision because I had transitioned into a political figure. I had to choose a vehicle that would have the least contradictions for me. If we were just to think about the finance bill and that as our goal, we achieved what it is that we did. But I would not have allowed myself to be swayed by every popular opinion, because then I found myself entangled in the politics of the country and the political woes. And I remember there was such heavy propaganda machinery. The same things which people are accusing me of now, they accused me of then. It's just that it's different people who are doing that now. If we had been better organized as young people, I think we would have been able to hold our own as narrative shapers at the time, because everything that was happening politically in the country. Because remember, it is through our protests that the president had to kick out his entire cabinet. And I mean, the reshuffle, if I say kick out just for dramatic effect, but he gave them a temporary break and then brought them back, something which the traditional opposition had been trying to do for very long.